now. Ladies and gentlemen, we just did. I'm waiting for some people to show up. Just going to be a quick hello. Hey. Make it. What? Howdy, Sarah. Howdy. Howdy. Howdy, howdy. What's up, Ryan? What's up, Ian? What's up, Witchy Poo? It's Dr. Hoffman, my favorite doctor, though she's never examined me. Jay Brits. Oh. Justin of Yes Cacao. I know, look at the colors behind me. How can I not say hello when I have these beautiful flaming images? I just finished the Sunday stream for all the monthly sponsors, and I was talking to the Sunday streamers, and I said, you know what? It's too beautiful out here, and I still have about a third left in my cigar. Let's just drop in on everybody and just do a little live hello from the from peak autumn in New York, at least in my part of New York. In upstate New York, it's been peak autumn like was weeks and weeks ago. Now they're on to snow. But hello from Alabama. Linked up with Doc Keck this weekend. Nice. Doc Keck is the man. I love him. Is that a Frankly cigar? Well, it's a cigar. A hand-rolled cigar from a friend of mine. Minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit here, Frank, said Lisa Gray. No. 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 Much love from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Much love over here from New York. From New York. The peaceful parking lot backyard that I have. My little paved backyard. Gorgeous day here in Oregon. Hello, Zoe. Hello, Joyce. All right, so, I'm just stopping by to say hey, see how everybody's doing, what the big story from the weekend is. We were talked a lot about this past week of shows. I know on YouTube, there's going to be a lot of special programming that I do on YouTube, because I know YouTube right now is kind of getting the brunt of my new approach to the show and to kind of growing the show. I know it might seem counterintuitive to do only the first half of the show on YouTube, but I've been doing bounce offs on YouTube to try to keep myself alive here for a while. So I just want to let you know that this is where we're going to be doing a lot of backyard streams in its entirety, special streams, the weekend streams. Those will be in its entirety. I want to do a lot of different morning coffee streams every once in a while. So just want to let you know I love you wherever you are, and just trying to find a way to compete with the big boys, just trying to find a way to compete. And anyhow, what a lovely day. Happy Sunday. So tell me if you've seen anything over the weekend, a movie, a series, anything that has really made you go, holy shit. Have you seen a good movie? What is the big news story that is getting you? What's the big thought that's been haunting you? Give me a little something that we can roll with for a couple of minutes. I was just telling everybody on the Sunday stream, and you can be a part of that every Sunday if you're a monthly sponsor. I was just telling them that I watched a little bit. There's a 3-part miniseries on Netflix that I started with Lauren last night. We watched the first 2 parts. It's called Escaping Twin Flames. Has anybody seen anything about this Twin Flames? It's essentially a sex cult, and I think it's completely fascinating because they're still in business and all that. It's totally fascinating because there's 2 aspects of this. It's the inner workings of the cult itself, and it mimics like almost like multi-level marketing, but it's all about finding people, their soulmates. It's almost like they co-opted the idea of love at first sight, It's very weird. And then there is this aspect of Netflix and the people at the network that are putting this series together to expose the cult are also nuts themselves. It's incredible. I'm collecting my thoughts for this because I also want to know if anybody in the audience this week, maybe on Tuesday we'll talk about it. If anybody in the audience has ever had to escape a cult, if anybody has been like controlled by a person or a small group of people and had to really escape a cult. Um, well, so that'll pop up at some point. We saw the moon look just like your bit with the boys sitting on it, clouds going by. Oh yes, the moon last night was amazing. We were out with Aurora. We were out with Aurora. I told you guys that Aurora's potty training right now. Well, the whatchamacall. Um, Last night we went out to celebrate her potty training, and when we came back from it, the moon was out. She look at the moon. That was great. All right, let's go back here. Uh, Details on Dutch Sense, please. Well, outside of what he's released to people, I don't have much. But on Monday, tomorrow night, in the first half of the show, which will be on YouTube, we've got Sal Greco calling in about the state of New York City right now and the FBI on Eric Adams and what that has to do with whether or not some of it is retribution for him speaking poorly about the migrant crisis. But in the second half, Jim Lee is coming on. And I don't know too much about it, but I'm going to ask Jim Lee about Dutch Sense because I know that they have a history, although I don't think it's a nice history. So I don't know what we're going to get, but I definitely would like to hear some of your theories. I know that if you are getting pursued by federal law enforcement and your work exposing something with how the earth works or how manipulation or any kind of altering the earth has put us in danger of like huge seismic events and stuff like that, that if you have been contacted in that way and you feel your life is in danger, I guess the best thing you can do is to get public as quickly as possible. But there are a lot of people who just don't know how much there is to be believed about the whole thing. Obviously, I love Dutch Sense's work, so I don't like the fact that he's not working at this point. I really love watching his streams, but we'll see what happens. We can ask a little bit on that tomorrow. Will there be a show on Friday? Absolutely. Friday's Black Friday and Tony Black Friday, to be exact. And Tony is coming back. 93-year-old Tony Black. He wants to hang out with us on Black Friday if God wants, he says. If God wants. And I say yes. Yes, if God wants. So that'll be Friday night. That's always a great night because then it really kicks off Christmas season. And it's already here. That's what I'm saying. We had to. Anybody who put their tree up on November 1st like I did, I understand why you did it. You've got to slow this down. The way that we are dragged psychologically into the day in, day out news blitz, the information, the culture wars, and then of course regular life buried underneath it all that we have to deal with. You enter into a time warp. You enter into a time warp, and it's just all of a sudden it's Thanksgiving again, and you're just like, no, I just wanted this to slow down. But then you look at your calendar, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fridays, and it's Christmas. Man. 5 Fridays. My 93-year-old mother used to say, if all goes according to plan. Yep, I'm with you. Dr. Hoffman puts hers up on November 1st. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Just had Tim Burton filming a scene from his new film Beetlejuice 2 in my neighborhood here in Massachusetts. Was crazy with curiosity seekers. Oh, so Beetlejuice 2 is actually happening? See, I'm not plugged into this as much, but I heard that was a thing. So Michael Keaton is reprising his role, huh? He'll still be awesome. He'll be awesome, especially with all that makeup. You won't even know that he's 40 years older. You won't even know it. I believe God is speeding time up for us right now. I don't know if God's speeding time up. I think that this is all psychological. I think that the hands of time are working at the same exact pace that we perceive. Okay, I was just getting to the point there. The way that we perceive time is influenced by the environment that we're in. If so much of this has been stripped away and we're just able to just simmer in it, and we aren't being swept up by the hustle and bustle of things that we want to do and things that have been assigned to us to do, and things that really have captured the culture. And that even means the way that we socialize, and how you can be sitting in a room with people and an hour will go by in no time, because instead of just sitting there and having a deep conversation with somebody across the living room, you're having a conversation with them and maybe 5 other people on your phone. And that immersion, I mean, you lose track of time. I think about going to sleep. Think about going to sleep on Christmas Eve. You know? The struggle to stay. You go to sleep on Christmas Eve, and because you know that as soon as you close your eyes, you're going to open them up again, and it's going to be morning, and Christmas is there. There's no more waiting. That's the same exact thing. How can you keep people in a sleepy state even though their eyes are open? And then time just, there's nothing there. Well, that occupation of the mind. So I don't think God has anything to do with hitting a fast forward button. I just think that our minds are occupied, and therefore our perception of time is altered. Art Bell called it the quickening. Yes. Although the first time I ever heard, I've become a really big fan of Art Bell since late 2020. The first time I ever heard a full coast to coast was only a couple of years ago. I knew of him, and I knew of the more famous things that have happened on his show and some of his famous guests. But the first time I ever heard the concept of the quickening was in Bad Religion. Bad Religion, they have a song called The Quickening. Hold on. The Quickening. Bad Religion. It's I think this is on New Maps of Hell, or let's see. Hold on, where is it? This is not good. Good shit. Like catching lightning in a jar. The quickening is an ephemeral thing. That's where I learned about the quickening. So I was talking about, hey, I feel like we're going into a quickening here, and then I start listening gradually to, because it gets to a point where I said, I have too many political podcasts I listen to. Many of them are my friends, and I appreciate the work, so I stop in on them. But around 2020, when we're just like, things are going nuts, but the baby is being born, and I just wanted to go back to things that just felt, cozy and nice. So I said, I'm going to go listen to some old talk radio from the 1990s. And I found Art Bell. And that's what I heard him talk about, the quickening. And it's the same exact way I see things. But remember people say, well, I've been asked before, Frank. Actually, I was asked on Saturday night. And I'll check. I'm going to scroll up and look at the chat again. Not Saturday night, Friday night. I was asked on Friday night when we were doing a little bit of Dear Frank advice, and it just turned into a Q&A, which I'm fine with. And someone said, Frank, do you believe? And they asked this of Matt too, but he wasn't there. Do you believe that the end is near? And I said I tend to believe the end is near. Yes, only because, like we said before, what is our perception of time? And even if we roll on year zero being the birth of Jesus Christ, you're talking about 2,000 years. And what the hell is 2,000 years? And in many respects, what the hell is 20 years when you think about that? So people who have been feeling something big coming our way for the last 30 years are like, oh yeah, well, you're not so much of a prophet because where the hell is that big something? Like, I mean, it's been one big something after another, and it keeps moving us down the line in one direction. Now, as far as what is the ultimate end game, that's that's beyond my pay grade. But I definitely there is I definitely feel the whole quickening thing and the something coming. There's always something pushing us toward the whatever the hell is coming. And what if it is already here? What if it's just a different layers of of coming? I don't know what the hell. There's just so much coming happening. Lauren's up there. Do you hear me clearly? Okay. She said she hears me, but she wasn't exactly listening. I know this is, and I don't have a very big backyard, everybody. Like I said, it's a little paved patch of land that I grew up on. But this time of year, as long as there's not a deep freeze that happens in toward the end of October, this is what will happen. Every once in a while, there will be a year where at the end of October, the first week in November, there will be a deep freeze that comes and just destroys all these maple trees, and the leaves will just crinkle up in their green state and fall off. But we haven't had that. We've had some cool, crisp days, but this has been allowed to just naturally happen. So when that's allowed to happen, then I can always set my timer to it. On Thanksgiving week, these sugar maple trees in the backyard, they will turn a brilliant, brilliant red. So this orangey red, some yellow still left over, and next couple of days, that is just going to be fire red. And I wish you all were here, if it was possible, to put 283 people in the backyard. Everybody have a nice drink. Somebody make some hot apple cider, or we've got some scotch. We've got some Baileys. We can brew some coffee. Cigar.
Maybe 75 people.
We can fit maybe. Lauren said we can fit maybe 75 people. Do we get maple syrup? No,
But they'd
but
all
we.
have to stand.
Yeah, they can stand shoulder to shoulder. Um, uh, you could tap these trees. You could tap these trees. Yes, we were told you could tap them, but I mean, what are we gonna get? A teaspoon? This is New York, le Reddit. So I'm not going with Bailey's. That's fine. That's fine. We have Kahlua. I have all types of scotch. All types. Some that I bought, many others that were just brought here by friends and they leave them behind. We have good. We have a good amount of stuff here. Hot buttered rum for me. Oh, geez, that sounds good. What do you mean buttered rum? You put rum, like butter in there? Brother Zoe, did you go to the Vermont Country Store? More of the surrounding area? That's right. This right here, I'm actually going to, I'm starting my handyman journey here now. This trellis, my grandfather built in the 90s, and it's not going to be able to hold things anymore. You see it's broken right there? So that trellis, that is my spring, that's my spring project. I'm going to rebuild that trellis. See, it's not really a backyard. I don't have any grass, but still, it's it's a lot of memories, a lot of memories, and oh, well, that's cinematic. But you don't want that glare, do you? Oh shit! It's a driveway. Yeah, only you can't drive back here because there's no way to get a car back here. You make hot butter rum. What'd you say?
This is a yard in New York.
This is a yard in New York, in a lot of places in New York. Party on the patio. British than most, bigger than most British yards. Yeah. Vindman is running for Congress. I know. I know. That fat face son of a bitch. You make hot butter rum batter, Frank, and put spoonful in a cup, and then add hot water and booze. Frank's new home improvement show. I promise you that when I build that trellis, I will stream it on like a Sunday stream. Maybe I'll stream it for sponsors though. I don't want to get too public with it because I am no Bob Vila, and I don't want to have 10,000 people telling me how goofy I look and how I'm not doing it right. Okay, because I know there's going to be a lot of people out there backseat driving, calling me a loser. But I got to learn how to do this, right? And I'll do a Tim Allen grunt. Yes, I'll whip that. I'll practice it from now until April, and we'll do it then. All right. Well, Clowncore, Frank, you will love Best Band Out. I've heard Clowncore. Anthony's shown it to me. Frank, thank you, Donna. Great to see you at 100K subs. Well, let's see how many subs I can get once we start. Hold on. They're busing more illegal immigrants into Westchester County. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Another 125 illegal immigrants just arrived from the border. They get first class flights. Um, what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Happy Thanksgiving to you, Susie. Um, I've lost my train of thought. Lost my train of thought. Can you hear the jets inside of your home? Yeah. In the living room though, in our bedroom, because it's a little bit higher up. It's a little up there. Yeah, it can get, but they have pretty good sound ordinances over there at at Westchester County. So a good part of the night there's nothing because there's some gated communities that have clustered around Westchester County Airport. I had when I was personal training, I had a few clients over there in this gated community called Belfair down on King Street. And when I tell you that the landing gear is comes over these houses, and it seems like they're only 50 feet above the roof. I asked them, "How the hell do you do it here? And why? And how do you pay so much money? What money justifies this?" because those gated communities, they are a lot of money. A lot of money to live there. Here comes another one. This sounds like a bigger jet. This is probably 200 illegal immigrants. No, it wasn't a bigger jet. What's Lauren's favorite pie to make during Thanksgiving? I don't think Lauren's ever made a pie. She makes other things. She's more on the cookies, brownies end of things. Her sister just made a wonderful apple crumb pie. I told Lauren that I wanted to go to this pie shop, this bakery, maybe on Tuesday when I pick up our bird. When I pick up our bird, we have to pick up our bird on Tuesday. My farmer friend is slaughtering the turkey for me. I dared. I really feel bad about it. I know it's the circle of life, and I know I'm going right to the farmer for it, and I know the turkey lived a nice life, but I feel bad about it. Like when I go and pick up that carcass, when I pick up that dead body on the 21st, when I go pick up that body and I feel the weight of that thing and I realize that it was running around enjoying its life like a day before, I don't know. I still get a little bit. But that's right, birds aren't real. So then what the hell am I eating? I started realizing this. Birds, I know birds aren't real. They've been replaced by robots long ago. So then what the hell am I eating? It dies so we can live. Okay, I just got a low power mode. Low power mode. Um, oh, and let me just say, it's not to say that I don't think Lauren wouldn't be able to bake a pie and kick its ass. She usually gravitates toward other baking projects while her sister handles other things. My wife just bought eggnog yesterday, but that is what I can't wait on doing this year. We did George Washington's eggnog last year. Me, Lauren, Aurora, we put it together. You remember I put I edited the video down of us putting. I actually put it up on Instagram. You can go back to last December and see us putting the whole thing together. I would like to do the George Washington eggnog, and I also have my friend Siad gave me his family's eggnog recipe that you can mix it up and you can eat it, drink it right there. And it's some of the best eggnog I ever had in my life. So frothy and creamy. We had to actually eat it with a spoon because it was just so thick. But what we made last year, the George Washington recipe, if I did that one again, I told Lauren, we're going to take the liquor down just a bit. All the ingredients will be the same, but what they called for, let's do like maybe at least 25% less. It was, you can put it in your car. I mean, you can gas your car up with the George Washington eggnog. And it tasted great, but I had like, 2 cups and nobody else, everybody else was like sipping it. I'm like, am I the only one drinking this thing? So I think that if I can take it down about 25% less across the board of all of the prescribed liquors and the sherry wine and all that stuff, I think that it'll be just a lot more creamy. You'll still get your buzz going on, but it just won't be nutty. Sounds like the liquor enough to be a paint thinner. Well, hey, if you want the recipe, go to the Quite Frankly Instagram, scroll back to December, and you'll see the video that I put up there. And I think I posted the recipe there. I'll repost it soon. I'll repost it. I'll go grab the link and I'll put it on the Telegram, and I'll put it on the Twitter, and maybe I'll put it on the community notes in the community tab on YouTube, because the George Washington recipe calls for it to sit for a week. My other friend's recipe, you can brew it up, whip it up, and you can have it that night, but you have to let this sit for a week. So well, I mean, at least 3 days. We gave it 4 or 5 days. So there is that. All right, ladies and gents. Oh, Blue Waffles here. Hello. King 40, Nikki, Dr. Hoffman. So there you have it. I'm taking off because this thing is about to die. If I had like 20 more percent left on the battery, I'll keep talking to you for a bit. But let me charge. I mean, let me shout everybody out. So just make yourself known. Say where you're from. A gay actor named Michael Douglas is there. King 40. Flip City magazine. Flip City is on the affiliates page on quitefrankly.tv. That's a great Christmas gift right there. Affiliates page, Flip City magazine. Brother Zoe, BMG Kate, JM, Fabian, Tracker, Detroit, from Illinois, Kitty, Junior Locomotive, Blue Waffle from San Diego, Washington State from DK. Thankful for all of you, said Susie. Joan Bish. Joan, I just got something from Joan. I love Joan. Robin, Gerald. Whoa, it's moving quick. Kim from Iowa. Luke Alexander. Black Key. Wonderful. Hey, guys and gals, listen. I know we're trying something new this past week, and I promise you, it's all going to lead to bigger and bigger things for the show. A show that I love, and it's going to continue to make these impromptu appearances and fun with each other a lot more possible. So this week, when we bounce off of YouTube at intermission, I invite you to come by quitefrankly.tv and hang out with us there, and then enjoy the after hours. And tonight at 9 o'clock on quitefrankly.tv, we've got the Sunday night programming. And I'm thinking about what movie I want to feature tonight. So at 9 o'clock, I hope to see you guys hanging out with us for some Sunday fun. Be well. I miss the Discord too, but I promise you, the Gilded has just as many awesome people there. So hit up the link for the Gilded. It's all in the description of every episode, and I love you guys. Take care. Take care. Take care. And remember, if you can't figure out Pilled, all you got to do is just go to quitefrankly.tv and press play. At least you just keep watching. And wherever you chat wherever. Here's something I'll tell you before I go. I would love to get to a day where somebody's calling in and they say, hey, Frank, it's so-and-so. I'm representing the Weirdo Chat Table 5 on some weird, obscure chat room. Make your own chats. Make your own chats up. Call in, you get all of your best internet buddies together and enjoy the show with the people that you enjoy it with the most, and do your own private chats. Who cares where you chat? Just as long as you're watching the show, call in and say, hey, this is so-and-so, we're representing the something chat. We're all watching you here from blah, blah, blah. I don't care. That would be great. Make it a boutique experience. But, all right. Have a good Sunday. I'll talk to you all soon. The Weirdo Chat. Subreddit gonna be lit. Okay, one more thing before I go. If you were confronted by a gang of third graders, okay, that they are going to bum rush you and they're going to try to hurt you, how many third graders can you take out at once? Not kill, but how many of them can you BTFO at once? Go ahead, tell me, because this is going to be a bigger part of this week's show. I want to revisit this. Not many, I'm their size, says Katie. 5. Susie says 5. Paul, 12. Come on. Remember, you're in a rage. You are in a rage. You're in a fight for your life. How many? MDG can't take on one? Mr. Smith, only 10? All of them. A classroom's worth. Easy, said Blue Waffle. I believe. Come on, keep going. At least 60. JM says at least 100. I don't think you... Listen, you got to give them a little bit more credit. You have to give them a little bit more credit. That's a lot. A solid 6. A dozen. Those little bastards will never jump me again. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.